It's finally time to do the pick'ems right after Skins Monkey. Skins Monkey is an automated service that lets you trade skins instantly for a fee, sign up now, and get up to $5 bonus. Simply add items from your inventory, then find skins that matches your current balance. Site offers live support 24/7. You can also top up your balance if you're missing a few dollars, and there's a lot of skins to choose from. Visit my link down below to get to Skins Monkey. CS2's first major pick'ems is a hard one, not only because of the change in the pick'em slot format, but because this is pretty much a different game from CSGO, which means players and teams will have different results to what is expected. Also, with the MR12 format, including the best of one games, it's a recipe for upsets, so it's definitely hard to predict just based on skill or experience, or how big certain names are. Now with every pick'em, I'm forced to say this, but if you blindly copy my picks, that's on you. I obviously can't guarantee 5 correct picks, and if you're curious, here's my past results. Let's start with the 03. It's rather clear that other regions besides Europe have struggled to reach that same level, so just based on risk assessment, it's unlikely that a European team will end up here. But of course, anything can happen. Now in terms of seeding and matchups, I do think Pain and Legacy will have it really tough. Lin might be able to squeeze a win against both these teams in a BO1, but are of course also in the risk zone of going 0-3. But remember, this is MR12 BO1s, it's really difficult to predict. Still, I'm gonna go with Pain and also Legacy here. Now for the opposite with the 2 slots for 3-0. With the seed and matchups in mind, and possible outcomes that can happen, there are some teams here that are interesting candidates. It's hard to say that I'm confident with any team, but right now, going 3-0, I would have to put Cloud9 as one of the 2 teams. They have an experienced roster, each player's individual performance has been great. They're not always winning, but they're able to win against top teams regardless. I just see them going 3-0, so I think this is a pretty good pick. For the other slot, it's hard because I'm torn between a team like Heroic and Saw, who has been playing really formidable. That's a word I've been waiting to use. If the whole thing is dependent on Heroic versus Saw to decide the outcome, just based on how these 2 teams have played, I honestly think Saw has a slightly higher chance of winning. Heroic is playing at home, that can of course affect the outcome. This is a really hard one, but looking at Saw's individual performance and the fact that they have a 9-win streak at the moment, I'm gonna have to go with them in the end. Of course, anything can happen, and I could be totally wrong here. But what I will do is put Heroic to advance. I'd be surprised if you don't put them to at least do that. I mean, they're that good. Next up, I'm gonna go with Eternal Fire. This team has done well in past games, individual performance also great from all players. I think this is one of their better rosters, and they're likely to advance with their current form. Moving on, I'm gonna put ENCE in the next slot. My view on this team is that they have great individual players, but can sometimes lose in the worst ways possible if they don't get momentum. Still, because of the names in this team and having of course Glaive in it, I'm still counting them to advance to the next stage. My next pick after that is going to be Apex. Most players are well known, experienced, and a few of them have solid individual performance, most notably JKim and Nock. But they're certainly capable of advancing through the next stage. They have definitely been under my radar, but I feel like this is a good pick overall. Moving on, my next pick is perhaps not a favorite, but I'm going with Ecstatic. Honestly, this is a bunch of names I don't really know except Queenix, but every player has a positive performance over the past games. Most importantly, I think these players will do well as new Danes for a major in Denmark. They're literally at home, and I really think that's going to give them a slight edge, which is pretty much why I'm picking them to advance to the next stage. Alright, the last one is a hard one, but I'm going to end up with Mongols. They practically melted through the Asian RMRs. They of course have experience playing against top teams in Europe, so I think they'll do relatively well. Of course, there are other teams in here that are great and could advance. Amcal and 9 Pandas are 2 teams that I can see fighting through all the BO3s. Furia is also one of those teams that could for sure advance. But these are my picks in the end. As always, type in the comments below what you guys picked. Please be nice to each other. This is literally a game. We're supposed to have fun. Hope you enjoy the majors, and see ya after the opening stage. Peace.